All right, thank you very much for joining us on another special edition of Focus on 2019 election. In case you don't know, the first election will happen on February the 16th this year, 2019, and of course the second election will be on March 2nd, 2019. February 16th will be the presidential election, and of course the National Assembly election, talking about the Senate and the House of Representatives. While on March the 2nd, we shall have the gubernatorial election across states in Nigeria, though not all states. And in every state in the country, we have the State Assembly election. My name is Twitwi Ayenowowon. Thank you very much for joining us on this special edition of Focus 2019. Today's program, we shall take a look at 4 issues that I want to address. So I like to call this segment For My Mind. Yes. Now, one thing is to tell you about the election guideline. We shall let you know what Inec guideline says, and of course, why about 61 political parties not agree with Inec. And then we shall talk about the big news this week. Obi Ezekwesili decided to step down. The presidential candidate, now former of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, decided to step down and withdraw from the presidential race. We shall tell you what INEC is saying and what our party is saying, and even our reason for stepping down. And away from that, our correspondent earlier in the day went on the streets of Lagos to talk to Lagosians what they think and who they prefer as the alternative. Yes, they have to choose between Showore, Kingsley Moghalu, and Fela Durotoye. Well, does Lagosians know any of these candidates? That we'll find out during the course of this program. And then Lai Mohammed was in the news, and yes, on Monday he was trending for a reason. And this is one thing we never, maybe not everybody, but for me, never expected I would see or ever witness in this administration. Lai Mohammed addressed pressmen saying that opposition party are planning to disrupt the general election. They've opened ways and opened our border for people outside from Niger and even Chad to come into our country to create, in fact, waiting address as support for Boko Haram and other bandits in the country. Should this be coming from the ruling party? Minister for Information? This and many more we shall address on the program today. So if you are watching us right now on Instagram or yes, Twitwi post, stay with us, but you'll get the full details of this broadcast on our YouTube page, CIN Niger. So you might just want to go on YouTube right now to subscribe and get to follow us and see more gist and more information as Citizen Information Network shall bring to you during the 2019 election and even before the election. So stay with us. We shall go for a short break and be right back.
You're welcome to Citizen Information Network, CIN. In a shocking twist of events ahead of the 2019 presidential election, the candidate for the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili, has stepped down. She's actually stepping down to build a coalition that will defeat the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Remember, apart from Buhari, who's representing the All Progressive Congress, and Atiku Abubakar, who is representing the People's Democratic Party, there are a list of other prominent parties that are actually termed as the alternative parties. Well, for just to mention a few, there is Fela Durotoye for the Alliance for New Nigeria. There is Kingsley Moghalu, YPP, and of course there is Omoyele Sowore, who is representing the African Action Congress, who will be the alternative party that Nigerians will look up to apart from Buhari and Atiku. Join me now as I find out from Nigerians. My name is Aporero Henry Akpos, and you're watching Citizen Information Network. I'll be right back.
Well, maybe she has her personal reasons. Maybe something made her to withdraw. But, well, I would have loved her to, go for the presidency, because we know she's one woman that has performed so well in Nigeria when she was a minister, and I want to believe she would have done better as a president. But if she had decided to withdraw, well, it's her personal decision. So,
well, according to her, sir, she said she's going to form a coalition to defeat PDP and APC, which means that she's going to be joining other political party or candidates. The question is, which political party or candidate do you know is popular enough to challenge APC and PDP, sir?
For now, I don't know of any candidates.
You know, there is Kingsley Moghalu, there is Omoyele Sowore, there is Fela Durute and more.
Yes, all those people, their names are not well known in the political scene. So I don't think they can really form any formidable force to beat the two parties that we know, the PDP and APC. But with a coalition of people with credibility, I think if Nigerians vote for them, good.
Okay, personally, based on my research, okay, I think Sowore is actually the best candidate because I've listened to his interviews, I've watched his debates, and personally I think that he has the best interest of the youth.
Do you think that Sowore is more popular to contest with Atiku and Buhari?
Sowore is popular, I know him, I guess, and among the youths is our candidate, is the candidate of the youth, so I agree with whatever he has to say or do in regards to Nigerian politics.
Auntie Obe, as I used to call her, is an activist that is known to be fighting for human rights. But you know, politics is different from activism, and presidential race is not organizing protests. So clearly, this is beyond her reach. That is why she feels she cannot make it. And
okay, sir. She has said that she's going to form a coalition that will defeat APC and PDP. Judging by the other political parties and candidates, who do you think that she should form that coalition with to beat PDP and APC?
Actually, I'm not seeing any other platform that is as strong as PDP and APC right now. APC is the reigning party. Even PDP cannot withstand APC because of Buhari. Buhari is a movement, and this is his time. So we should all give him that chance, because this is a divine chance for him, because this man has contested for almost 4 times and did not win. I mean 3 times he did not win until the 4th time. So this, and now we have not seen any strong opposition that can contest with him, including PDP. So even Ebe Kosele can form an alliance with PDP, they are not winning. It is a time for Buhari, and Buhari is going back. There is no doubt about that.
All right, welcome back now. Still Focus 2019, the preparation towards the election. Not forget, say, come February the 16th, Citizen Information Network shall bring you our full coverage of the 2019 election, as we already have correspondents spread across 10 states, yes, including Lagos, where we shall be reporting and bringing you live footage from polling units across these 10 locations as the election commences. So stay with us for all of this and even more as we progress and even get ourselves ready for the election. Now, starting with the first story for my mind today on the Focus 2019. Yes, Inec don't release the guideline for the election. 61 political parties disagree, and we'll let you know what they're not happy about for this guideline. But firstly, Inec has stated clearly that the smart card reader will be used for this election. Yes, and permanent voters card. So if you don't have any of these, well, you definitely will not be voting if you don't have your permanent voters card. Now, away from that, another thing Inec has said also is that there will be continuous accreditation and voting. And this is one thing that the 61 political parties are not in agreement to. And in their opinion, they said that there should be accreditation first before voting, because they think that the accreditation and voting gives room for manipulation, because they want everyone, especially the political parties, to know the total number of accredited voters before voting commences. But INEC has maintained that one of the things or the reason, as indicated in the 2015 general election, is that some persons, after accreditation, they have to go back home to attend to other activities, and sometimes before they come back to the polling unit, hoodlums has taken over the polling unit, and sometimes the news of violence will just make some people stay away from the polling unit. That is why we have more accredited voters than the actual vote that was recorded in 2015. So this is what INEC is trying to address, and that is why INEC has said that you can vote immediately you are accredited. Well, some people are in support of this, but other political parties think otherwise. And then INEC also said that no person shall be allowed to vote at any polling unit other than the one at which the person's name. So if your name not appear for the polling unit where you go to vote, you won't be allowed to vote there. But then again, there is this particular issue about individuals whose name, or maybe after the card reader machine had read their card, perhaps their thumbprint might not be read. INEC has created provision for that, that in any situation where somebody or any individual happens to have their card reader read by the machine, but the machine could not read their thumbprint, then the poll officer at that polling unit will have to do what? We have to look through the registered voters list. That is the register for that particular polling unit, to see if that candidate names appear, and if the information on the register correspond with that displayed by the card reader. Then in that case, this individual will have to give their phone number and also sign. Then they will be allowed to vote. So another thing is that there will be separate queue created for women, especially for states then where it's not allowed for men to queue behind women, you know. Yeah, especially, trust me, this will happen more. We'll see more of this in northern Nigeria. And there, of course, INEC these times have decided that there will be a separate line or queue for people living with disability. So these are the guidelines. And of course, now another thing in this guideline is the fact that INEC has said that because the section 10B of the guidelines says specifically that accreditation and voting shall commence at 8 a.m. and close at 2 p.m. Now, provided that all voters, yes, already on the queue by 2 p.m. shall be allowed for accreditation and voting. Now, what did this mean by say by 2 p.m. nobody will be allowed to join the queue? This is not new. This was practiced in Ekiti and even Osun election. So it's not really new to political parties. And we expect that every political party and even voters, maybe in states like Osun and Ekiti already, they are used to this. And then, one thing that was very controversial in the Osun election was the use of phone or photographic device at the QBQ. This is coming up again, and this is in contained in section 10D of the election guideline. And this says that the accreditation process shall comprise reading of the permanent voters card, one, which I've said earlier on, authentication of voters' fingerprints using the smart card reader, and of course checking of the register of voter. Yes. Now section 11 is saying that the guideline also requested a voter to remove his or her cell phone or photographic device before proceeding to the voting cubicle. I know say so many people no go agree with this, but what do you think? If you always drop your comment if you dey watch us live now for Instagram at Twitwi post, and don't forget it to subscribe to us on the YouTube. Yes, for YouTube now at CIN Nigeria on YouTube, and go to our website at www.cinnigeria.com. Then away from that now, so many things to talk about. Yes, I've addressed this already, where INEC is saying that in a situation where a voter, his card, that is his PVC, is read by the smart card reader, but by the time the person puts his thumb, the machine or the card reader could not read the individual thumb. Now there's a room created that the polling officer will have to go through the voters register for that particular polling unit to ensure that the information on the card reader corresponds with that on the register. And then this individual will be issued a form to fill and also drop their phone number, and therefore they'll proceed to be allowed to vote. But some people, they argue this point, say, okay, if not truly your PVC, why the machine not go read your thumb? Some people, some people have the opinion that we know we have Nigerians who engage in different activities. Mechanic, for example, we don't register longer and don't engage in so many things. The thumb, if you don't even, maybe as a result of the activity and the machines, the equipment where these individuals they operate, their thumb feel not really they the same. Their fingerprints feel don't they or erased, and so if it become difficult for the machine to read their thumbprint. So that now why Inec they create room to allow these individuals to vote. But in a situation where you reach a polling unit and it happens that your name or somebody has voted using your information, so it means that by the time you get to the polling unit, they tell you, say, somebody don't vote already with this name and everything. You'll still fill form so that Inec will now use a backup machine to verify all of this. Well, we need to hear from you what you think about the guideline. You go see all the details for our website and even for YouTube at CIN Nigeria and even for www.cinnigeria.com. We'll just go for another break, and when we come back, we'll enter the next story. We'll hear about the former presidential candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria. Our reasons for stepping down, the party's position, and what Inec they talk. It can't be like say the way be now and by force to run. What do you think? Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.